Sir, you still have to pay for the slushie.
My sister, I have a dream that one day this slushie will be free for all who thirst.
Sir, hey, sir!
Is outrageous. I've seen him advocate for big booty Latinas. I've seen him having a paternity test saying, free at last, free at last.
And called me and she was like, have you realized like the most popular AI videos going around, especially like those hyper realistic ones, I think it's from like the Google system, they're all black people.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
This is Martin Luther King. This is a civil rights legend, a civil rights hero, a guy who fought for all of the wrongs that happened to black people in the community. And now people are making him out to be a thief. And then here is something else. It looked so real.
What's good, peeps? It's your boy JP back at again with another reaction video, and today we are reacting to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to the GOAT O'Shea. Today's video is AI is causing this problem in the black community. If y'all don't know, Sora 2 is soaring through this mug. You know what I mean? They have done some crazy stuff with this Sora 2, so we about to get into it. But before we figure out why Sora 2 is disturbing the black community, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper gang. We're keeping it PG. There's a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug. You feel me? Without further ado, let's just get into the video.
AI is getting a little racist.
The other day, I'm on Instagram scrolling, minding my business. Of course, you know your boy was looking for some Instagram models to go ahead on and trick on, and I saw a video that was quite disturbing.
Sir, you still have to pay for the slushie.
My sister, I have a dream that one day this slushie will be free for all who thirst.
Sir, hey, sir, this isn't about dreams. It's about paying for your slushie.
I saw this video, and at first,
Hell no.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was funny when he was running out of the store, and then I caught myself. This is Martin Luther King. This is a civil rights legend, a civil rights hero, a guy who fought for all of the wrongs that happened to black people in the community. And now people are making him out to be a thief. And then here is something else. It looked so real.
I bet most of y'all didn't even know about this. This goes for every AI, ChatGPT, Sora, of course, and many more to come. It's doing worse than it is good. Not to mention, bro, it's just taking the creativity and making everyone else lazy. This software is so good now that it can actually like produce animes and cartoon TV shows at the click of a button, bro. This is taking people's jobs away.
I want to give a shout out to Antonio Talks. He did a really good video on AI called The Beginning of the End. And his video is absolutely good. It talks about the problems with AI and deepfakes and how society is going to be cooked because we don't know what's going to be real or not. And this is exactly the issue with what we've been seeing with some of these videos. I mean, you've seen like Tupac hanging out with Michael Jackson on AI. I mean, you just been seeing all kinds.
I ain't gonna lie, that's look real, bro. And mind you, if you haven't watched anything about AI, they always say this is the worst it's gonna get. It's only gonna get better from here. Every day it's gonna get smarter. Now the problem is, why do they use black creators to do this? I got my own theory. And my theory is because us as black folks make everything popular, make everything pop culture, make everything cool. So, and we don't take offense to stuff. Like, they couldn't pull this on other communities. Other communities would take offense to this. Maybe not the whites, depending on who you use, but black folks, we tend to let stuff like this slide, and we tend to want to join the party and make it cool. That same invite you to the cookout syndrome that we tend to have, that we just let stuff slide that we should not let slide. And unfortunately, they know that we'll push it and they get everybody on board.
Crazy stuff. But what has been disturbing are the clips like this.
Sir, you still need to pay for those.
Yo, I have not seen this one.
Dream that one day these will be free of charge. Today is that day.
Wait.
I'm not laughing. All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
Again, that's Martin Luther King trying to steal, or stealing, and then this.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, 2000, 00 party, oops, out of time, my bacon smelling fine.
Now, obviously, that's Malcolm X talking some gibberish. That line actually came from the "Don't Be a Menace to Society while drinking your juice in the hood."
Oh, that shit
But
racist
anyways,
as fuck.
the reality is that a lot of these AI or deep fakes are targeted towards the black community, making fun of civil rights legends, and people are starting to take notice.
My cousin called me and she was like, have you realized like the most popular AI videos going around, especially like those hyper realistic ones, I think it's from like the Google system, they're all black people. I'm scrolling, I see that girl eat the full piece of chicken, like, what the, hey? Every 2 seconds it's a girl in a bonnet, a girl with braids and a wig. Also, y'all know that trend where it was like, here's a picture and AI will decide what happens after. Why they pulling everybody's wig off? So we fried chicken munching, wig wearing, ain't got no hair ass, sit in the bed with no job ass, fat ass bitch. That's what's tea?
And she isn't the only one that noticed it either.
At this point, MLK's family has to fight back because
Nah, facts. Like, I would not tolerate that at all.
of AI that I have seen for Martin Luther
And they probably ain't making no money off this either.
is outrageous. I've seen him advocate for big booty Latinas. I've seen him having a paternity test saying, free at last, free at last. And the ones with him in the WWF are even worse. I've seen Martin Luther King turn heel. Like, this dude was like, I don't have a dream no more. I am the dream. Like, what? Man even got announced as a Smash Brothers character. Like, why is it only Martin Luther King? I don't see any other historical
Yeah, I don't know
figures
why. Like,
getting
who does this? All right, we started AI. Who should we use to depict and be the face of our new Sora? Ooh, I got it. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. That's who we gonna get.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
No worries. We are going to use Martin Luther King, yo.
Hey, yo, what the
Who does that? Like, who thinks of that? That's terrible. That's terrible. Like I said, I think they're doing it to push obviously to make us look bad, but then also because they think that maybe they thought the response for us was gonna be like, oh, bro, this is tight as hell. We want this. Keep pushing it.
I
Like,
beg your pardon.
No,
I beg your pardon.
no, that ain't what we doing. That ain't what we doing. How about you use George Washington?
The way Martin Luther King is, bro, at this point, Martin Luther King's descendants, his grandchildren, remaining children, whatever, y'all gotta fight back. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what y'all can do, but y'all gotta fight back because this is crazy.
Now, black people are not the only folks experiencing these issues. Robin Williams' daughter was upset because people are sending her AI videos of her dad. Now, Bernice King, the daughter of Martin Luther King, also talked about this. I concur concerning my father. Please stop. Hashtag Robin Williams, hashtag MLK, hashtag AI. And a lot of black people that I see, confirming this or talking about this, basically believe that, well, this is racism. These are people making fun of blacks and making fun of the community. The sister talked about how black women were being made fun of with bonnets, and then the culture was just being made fun of. But here I have a different suggestion.
I'm telling you, at the end of all of this, bro, it's about money. And if they know we're the most sensitive, but the most accepting group. So they feel like, man, we push this, they'll find a laugh out of it. They'll push it. It'll get everybody on board. We'll get all these subscriptions to our new app that we got. It hit #1 on the App Store, which it did. We'll get all these copyright strikes. We'll take it all out, but they already locked into the App Store. So like we'll worry about the copyright strikes later. We just need to draw in all this mass attention, this shockwave of attention to get everybody on the app. It hit #1. Then when all the copyright stuff come in, then we'll remove all that stuff, but the people are already locked into the app. That's what they're trying to do. That's what it is. Unfortunately. And I hit the wrong button, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think, and it's just about money. But it's like, where can we get the most amount of attention with the least amount of flack? And they picked the black community.
I don't believe that many of these AI videos are coming.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying what they're thinking. I think we need to rage. We need to rage on this shit. But yeah.
Racist. I believe that these AI videos are coming from us.
Ooh, that was different.
Nobody makes fun of black people like black people. And of course, you might be able to get some non-blacks doing it, but ultimately, for the people who know the community and know the culture, this is the genius of black Americans. Unfortunately, I think that most of this is coming from us, at least younger people, not people that's in our generation, because we wouldn't find this as funny, or older, but people who are in the younger generation. And why is that? The reality is that this is a trend that we've been seeing in the black community for a long time. Now, again, a lot of y'all gonna say I'm reaching, but I don't give a damn, and I don't care about your opinion.
Woo!
If you don't like it, unsubscribe.
Woo!
But the reality is that we're seeing a defiance towards black culture. We're also seeing a change in the loyalty towards black America. The reality is, the closer we get away from the civil rights movement, the less people care about it. And it's just also with common decency. Let me talk about hip hop. Back in the day, to diss people, and that really started happening, at least when I first saw it, was Tupac with the Hit 'Em Up song. Around that time, then you would have the DJ Quick versus MC8. And then, like I say, Ice Cube with the No Vaseline. That was becoming common. But dissing people and talking about dead people, like what we started seeing in drill music, that culture started to let me know something, that black people just didn't like each other as much as they used to, and the sense of community was falling off. We started to see that evidently, okay? It was evident. So now when people started to pass away, you started to see some of the rappers pick up on this.
So I will say this. I could see where O'Shea getting at with this. And this is a layered conversation, right? And this is the issue when you have something like this that is to the masses, that can be opened up to the masses of everybody. Like, there's no, a 10-year-old kid can get access to this type of technology and generate stuff. A 10-year-old kid. It's free too. I mean, I don't know if it's free. I don't know if you need a subscription with OpenAI, but or ChatGPT, but I know when I had it, I didn't have to pay nothing, but I already have a subscription, so maybe that's why. I don't know. But anyway, I think because it's open to the masses, that's the problem. Like, think about it. And I'm gonna try not to be long-winded, but think about it like this. I used to hold on real quick.
It's not only that.
I used to I'm a cinematographer, videographer, whatever, right? And you have to have a certain level of barrier to entry to keep people from ruining the space, right? Once the barrier of entry, and this is no matter what race you're dealing with, this is just a universal law, no matter what race, no matter what type of person you are, I mean, no, what gender you are, no, it's just a general universal law. When the barrier entry gets so low that anybody can flood in, it messes up the whole industry, right? And you can say the same about race. So now that and this is me just seeing it from O'Shea's point of view, right? Now that Sora has opened the floodgates to where anybody can get access to this, he right. A 13-year-old boy that knows little to nothing about civil rights or knows nothing about civil rights or black history would just try to make fun of it, either for white acceptance or just for some social media likes on social media. Or it could be some old person, for all we know, right? But I do agree that the further we get away, the worse it's gonna get. But then the Republicans or the people in the office want to get rid of black history in schools. That's only gonna make it worse. That's only gonna make it worse. And with this type of technology and no black history taught in school, this gonna be an everyday thing. Then this gonna be every day. But I can understand what O'Shea's saying, and the barrier entry for Sora 2 is the floor. Now, how you choose to use it is up to you, but the floor is the barrier to entry. Anybody, if you above the ground, you can use this mother pretty much. So, and quote unquote, even if you under the ground.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Crazy. But anyway, yeah, we in a difficult space, y'all.
When regular people started passing away, I remember when Kevin Samuel started passing away, we started seeing that typical drill style of dissing with regular people. People were saying stuff like smoking on a calf pack or whatever else. Like, just the dehumanization of Black death was starting to become commonplace, all right? And now that commonplace is with non-gang members in the Black community. I've even seen women doing it. We've even seen it with Charlie Kirk. Now stop the show. I can understand why the hostility was there, but people lost their jobs literally for dissing people's kids and stuff like that. Now, when you look at what's going on with these AI videos, disrespecting Martin Luther King, disrespecting Malcolm X, what you see here is,
but what if they're using this as payback for the Charlie Kirk thing? And fucked up, for real. I didn't even think about it like that. Now that he mentioned Charlie Kirk, I'm thinking like, what if they are doing this? Not us, but them doing this, and they trying to like get payback. That'd be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. This is a crazy world we live in, y'all.
listen, we don't even care about our ancestors because what they see now is a community in which they don't benefit from. Now, guys who were closer to my mom's generation, clearly we were educated on where our people came from. Most of our parents saw Jim Crow or experienced it, and our grandparents experienced it, right? We went to the black church and know all about the Dr. Watt songs, the Dr. Watt hymns, the Guide Me, O Thy Great Jehovah's, the I Love the Lord, He Heard My Cries, the Sunday schools, the Baptist training unions. Those are things that were passed on to us from the older people who passed away. So we are still connected to that sense of community. But a lot of the younger people have never seen it. You can't be connected to something that you don't see. So you may hear about Martin Luther King or Harriet Tubman or Malcolm X, but that don't mean anything to you. You don't care about them, not as much as, let's say, I did, or my mama did, or, you know, somebody that was in the millennial group did. So what's happening is that these younger people are not committed to black culture. You could even see the difference in some of the younger folks in dating. The difference is this. In the 90s, when I was growing up in Sacramento, California, now Sacramento is a very diverse city. Interracial dating is not uncommon, even in the 90s. It was not really looked at favorably for, you know, a young black man to date a white woman, even in a progressive city like Sacramento. most of us didn't even come out of Del Paso Heights. You dated within the North Sacramento community. If you lived in Del Paso Heights, I mean, you know, you would be excited to have a girlfriend from the Thomas or Northgate or a place like that. You know, for the most part, you didn't go as far as South Sag or G Parkway or even Oak Park. Okay. That's kind of how it was then. Now, younger men in the 19s or 20s, it's almost okay to not even look at a black woman or even date a black woman.
But see, the problem that I have with this, and I try not to get, you know, too, whatever. Anyway, the problem what I have with this, and I'm with a black woman, so, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's just who I am, and that's how I rock. Anyway, right? No shade to people that don't. You have the right to do what you want. But I do feel that as people, we're not in a space of power, enough power to be that divided this soon. I think, not divided, but to disperse. I ain't gonna say divided, but disperse this soon. We need to be like 10 toes down, like with each other, until we get enough economical power to disperse, but still hold that power. For instance, for example, of course, whites can do that and still maintain their economical power. Chinese, the ones that own all the hair shops in the hood and they can date interracially and still hold their power. I don't know. I can't speak much on Hispanics. They're like our distant cousins, right? So I mean, it's what and what. But you know, we all trying to figure this out, and I feel like we need to be in a position to where we can understand how to work with each other so well to where even if we disperse, we can still come back to the table, picking right back up where we left off at. And I feel like we're not in that space yet. And that's why I feel like we need to be even more 10 toes down and connecting with our own people before we do a whole lot of dispersing. I mean, people gonna do what they gonna do. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but that's just, as looking at the bigger picture, that's just how I feel.
You could only get like that because you've lost some level of faith in your culture. You don't believe in your community, and that's how you can do that. And so the younger generation, they look at Black America much differently than we did. I mean, a good example of that would be LeBron James. LeBron James and his wife, Savannah, both grew up in Akron, Ohio, and they have 2 sons. Bronny, who's also in the NBA, and now Bryce is at the University of Arizona. And, you know, both of them went to great schools in Sierra Canyon and all of that. And their life experience was not like the experience that they had. And so now they're dating all white women. This is not to say that they're making up AI videos dissing Martin Luther King. It just lets you know that their identification of the culture is not as strong as their father. And so a person who is not connected or just don't care as much can only make something that's disrespectful. And when Bernice King can't understand how somebody is making fun of her father, she also just doesn't understand the disconnect that is going on in Black America today. And
well, that's when the fathers need to be there to correct that shit. So you find out your kid doing that, you check that. That's where it's just a community. That's why I say we are too dispersed to where if it is our people doing that, we should be able to identify that and check that immediately. But we can't. And because we're so dispersed, or the father not in the home, or whatever the case, and just people not paying attention to what the shit going on. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, it ain't is what it is. But the problem with this, and I'm gonna let y'all finish the rest of this, is I get what O'Shea's saying and salute to O'Shea. The problem is, in which 2 things can be true at the same time. Is essentially is what I'm trying to say. 2 things can be true at the same time. It could be us. It also could not be. And because we don't know, I don't want to point the finger at us and say, "Oh yeah, we doing this." Like I could tell by the mannerisms and the way they prompted that, it had to be us. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm not throwing that out the window like that's not a possibility. It definitely is. But because that might be a possibility, whatever making us think that it is us, we should just need to go ahead and address those issues so we can just negate that type of possibility. So that means if we feel like the younger youth isn't attached to the black causes like we are, then we need to find a way to fix that, right? But I don't want to say that we're the ones doing this, but I'm not throwing it out the window. I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. Like, I got black pride. I do. But also, you gotta, when you looking logical, it's a possibility. But, I hope it's not. I hope we smart enough not to be doing this. And maybe it is payback. Maybe the other side doing that because of the whole Charlie Kirk thing. I don't know. But to each his own, man. We gonna figure this out. And stop doing this, y'all, if it is us. We don't need to be doing that. But anyway, shout out to O'Shea. Shout out to the black community, man. With that being said, y'all hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. Because there is a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug. You feel me? Until next time, I'm out. Deuce.